Hey up, me ducks. How are you doing? This is a very hot cup. I've just poured it. Um, let's do some hellos. It's lovely to see everybody. I'm just going to pop open the chat so I can see everybody there as well. So yeah, is everybody having a good weekend so far? It's my last weekend off. Not my last weekend off. I get every weekend off. It's my last couple of days off from having 10 days off. But all good things coming to an end. So first one in was Caroline. Hello, Caroline. Nice to see you. And then Rob. Caroline says she enjoyed watching the 10 Oracle deck picks today. Yeah, so this is, I did a couple of hours ago, well, 3 hours ago now, or that was an hour long, my top 10 Oracle decks of all time. And I wish I could remember the person, but somebody left me a message the other day saying, would I do a favorite Oracle deck? And I said, yeah, and it reminded me that I've never got around to doing it. I did my top 10 tarot decks of all time almost 3 years ago, but never got around to doing it. So when I moved the bookcase in here, I thought I must do that. And it's a lot easier to do, having streamlined my Oracle deck collection. And then we've got Marilyn, who's poised and ready. The lovely Tarot Diva Ellie is here. And we've got Kim. Hi, Kim. How are you? Esco. And Cecilia's here. Hello. I'm having a great Saturday. Thank you. Sandra's here. Hi, Sandra. And we have Golden. Nice to see you. Lily Rose. Hello again. Yeah. David's here. 2 videos in one day. I know. And originally, that's why if you've watched it, you'll have heard me say, but if you do watch it, that I say that this is going to be June the 3rd, because I was trying to get ahead of myself. So today is obviously the Cuppa catch-up in cards. Tomorrow I'm on a trip again, going on an adventure. And then, and obviously I'll vlog. And so I was going to put the video out on, so I've got something in my eye. I was going to put the video out on Monday. And then I realised, after I'd filmed it for an hour and 2 minutes it is, that I'd accidentally knocked 4K. So it filmed it in 4K, which meant it took 2 hours to upload. And I never delete the original raw footage, just in case there's a problem with it when it comes to, you know, you think it's uploaded. And I've been stung like that before in the past, where someone say, oh, there's no sound, or it cuts off halfway through. And then rather than have to refilm it all, I always wait until it's uploaded. People have started commenting, having watched it all, then I delete the raw footage from my phone. But because it was such a massive file, because I've recorded it in 4K, I realized I won't have the space on my phone to vlog tomorrow, to film. And so I had to put it up today, watch it in the premiere, and then delete it. So I've got space on my phone for tomorrow. So that's why it's, if people are like, what's he on about, 3rd of June? I forgot where I was up to. I was up to Lily Rose saying hello again, and David saying 2 in 1 day. That's right. So Sarah's here. Hello, Sarah. And Jackie, Maharet, Ice Chan. I'm new to chat, so excited to be here for a live. Well, welcome. I hope everybody said welcome to you. It's always nice when people pop in. We've had people in the past that have what they call lurked, and then finally have the courage to chat or speak. And it's lovely when you see that they get a nice welcome as well. Elspeth, we have Nordic Tarot. Hello, Steph. We have Vintage Moon and Trisha. Hi, Trisha. Patsy. Hello, Patsy. Timber, home from work today. Get to watch CNC. Well, welcome. Madwitch, hello Giselle, nice to see you. And we have Bonnet de Blaise. I hope I'm saying that right. We have Simon, did you see the Hocus Pocus decks? Top of my wish list. I didn't. Cheryl told me about one that's being released, and I said it has to be Titan Books. And she was like, "Yeah," because Titan Books do all these kind of cult classics, don't they? Just wish they'd hurry up and do Rocky Horror. It's going to happen one day, isn't it? Keith says hi, Simon. Hello, Keith. Nice to hear from you via Giselle, but still nice to hear from you. We've got Saskia. Who else? Joy. Hello, Joy. Scarlett. Larch. Nice to see you. And Patrice. Hello, Patrice. How are you? I noticed about 5 minutes before going live, there was loads of sirens. Something's going on. I know it's always kind of like this at weekends, but there's been a lot in the last half an hour. So there's obviously an incident down there in the city. I hope I'm not missing anybody because I feel like I keep going down rabbit holes. Chris is here. Hello, Chris. Nice to see you. Malamia. Hi, Malamia. Kath is here as well. The lovely Anne. Hello, Anne. Mentioned you earlier. Showed a couple of your pouches because they were housing the decks that I was showing. Lynn. Hello, Lynn. And Cheryl's here. Hi, Cheryl. While I think about it, with Cheryl being here next Saturday is our next spotlight. Really looking forward to that. Can you believe we're in a new month already? And then it'll be a month since the last one. Rob. I think I said you earlier, didn't I, Rob? Sure I did. Just trying to make sure I'm not repeating any names. Rolf, hello Rolf. Lots of people here already. The Creatrix Way, nice to see you. Yes, I've been lurking for a while. Hello, well, welcome. Lurk no more. You're more than welcome. Karen, I want them to do a charmed deck. Keith loves Rocky Horror. I do. I ought to. I've got some pictures. I think I've shown them before, but remind me after I've got through all the hellos. Vintage Moon. I don't want to miss anybody out. Junior Chocobo, welcome. Nice to see you. Yeah, I think let me see if I've I played around and put myself on some fancy backgrounds. There might be me Amazon photos. I've got over 8,000 Amazon photos now. Yes, there we go. So this is me in the Rocky Horror. This was the second year we did it. So this is 1988. Check out those pins. And then this was the first year. Well, I hadn't perfected the makeup back then. Oh my gosh. The memories of the 80s. I loved your video earlier. The Curio one has moved up my wish list. I've seen people have been saying that they want to get a few of them. Railway Cat. Hi, Simon. Not on Facebook anymore. I'll catch you on here. Oh, okay. I didn't realize you'd come off. You can still use Messenger without being on Facebook. I don't know if you know that. But I've got a friend who deleted their Facebook account but was still on Messenger. I want an originals tarot deck. Wish I knew how to make one for myself. too sexy for my eyes. Oh dear. Rocky Horror Picture Show was every weekend when I was in high school and college. I miss it. I've only ever seen it once in the cinema, and it was on Baker Street, the famous Baker Street in London. They've got a cinema there, and we went to see it. This would be 1988, end of 1988. That's the only time I've seen it in a cinema, and then I've seen the live show. I don't even know how many times. Every time it tours, we go. The last one was last year, and that was the 50-year anniversary, 1973, 2003. So, yeah. No, it was too much with Facebook and Messenger. Fair enough. Yeah, sometimes it is too much for people, social media. I totally get it. I'd love the BBC Merlin deck. There is a fan artist who made me one on Etsy. Oh, how cool. Giselle can't cope with Facebook either. I love Facebook. I mean, I have to love Facebook because I run the Hermit's Cave Facebook group. But I really like it anyway. I love the fact that you get daily memories as well. It brings up things that you've posted on that day throughout the year. And I've been on it since 2007, I think. So it's a long time now, but yeah, it's good. It's good to have that sort of history there. There's a Kickstarter deck that you can make yourself. I backed the deck for a present for my granddaughter. What's that for, Marilyn? Please don't say Rocky Horror. Chris is being a brat. Why is Chris being a brat? Oh, the year I was born. Yes, he often says that when we mention the 80s. Some of my Facebook memories from years ago make me cringe. Yeah, I sometimes think, oh, what did I put that for? Get over yourself. Hello, Jennifer. Nice to see you. Hello, Tony, as well. You miss Simon in his susses. Oh, dear. Anyway, have we all got a cuppa? Today, this is a beautiful one. I bought this last weekend when Sandra was here. This one is Cherry Coconut Bliss. This one it's a black tea, and it's creamy, refreshing, and oh so yum. The ingredients is apple pieces, rose hip, hibiscus, coconut, freeze-dried cranberry, orange peel, freeze-dried cherry, and natural flavoring, caffeine-free. I don't know if it actually, when I tilt it, I don't know if you actually get a good kind of look at it, but oh, look at that. Really, really, really good stuff. And it tastes lovely. I also bought it when we was in York, because each Bird and Blend shop has their own resident tea that's particular to that area. So Nottingham's is something to do with the fun of the fair or something like that, because of our goose fair, famous goose fair. But I didn't like it. They used to do one that was Sherwood something, and that was nicer. But when I was in York, because it's Yorkshire, would be, wouldn't it, with being York, I bought one that was called Yorkshire Rose, because of the Yorkshire Rose. And that was beautiful, and I've still got some left. I can't show you the packet because I decanted it into a Kilner jar. What do you think of the Sherwood Oracle? I'll find out next week, because it's going to be one of the decks that we review. Cheryl and I are going to review. Oh yeah, Sandra got the buttermint. Yeah, I was waiting for you to show it, but I didn't. And I don't know if With the stuff that I picked up last weekend, because we did, because I was vlogging as well, I did a bit when we'd got back on the Saturdays this time last week. We'd gotten back from, um, what's the name of the shop? I always forget. Mystic Moon. It is. I don't know why I've got a block with that shop and I can never remember the name. And I showed things. So like my moon gazing hair that I bought from the Mystic Moon last week. So I showed things on the video. So I can't remember what I've shown and what I haven't shown. But I don't think I showed my ghosts. So if you recall, you might have seen it in videos. I've had this one since last year. This is from the Yorkshire, no, not the Yorkshire, the York Ghost Merchants. And you will have seen on the video, I queued for, well, we queued for an hour and a half to get in this shop in the pouring rain. But they've got a couple of special ones that are behind a cabinet where they have the weeping eyes. So I got this one and this one. What I was also looking for, but the guy in the shop didn't know anything about it. Last Halloween, they brought out a special, it's obviously a limited edition because it wasn't there, where it was a white ghost, but the streaks were blood red. So I said, have you got the one that's got the red? He says, oh, I wasn't even aware of that. But they're all handmade. They're handmade upstairs in the shop. We could see them as we was queuing, all lined up on shelves and in the window and everything. And every single one is unique. They have the little stamp show. That's their kind of show that's genuine for the Yorkshire Ghost. I keep saying Yorkshire Ghost, the York Ghost Merchant. But I think this one's my favourite. Don't know why, because you know when we think of the ghosts, we imagine them as white like that, don't we? It reminds me of the film Ghost Stories. Anybody seen that film? I think it's a film that you either love or you hate. And every time I've showed it to people, with the exception of Elle, when Elle watched it, they were kind of like, actually, that's something I'm going to think about for quite a few days afterwards. But I love it. I'm missing out on a lot of the chat. Let's see what's happening. Sherwood Oracle has been holding up the re-release of the Greenwood Tarot. Is that right? I was talking to Sandra last weekend about whether that will actually ever happen. Will we ever see the Greenwood Tarot? It's been talked about for years now about bringing it back. I follow the group. I'm worried that I'm going to miss it. So I'll keep checking all the while, but I do have the NPC copies. But I want the you know, obviously the nice big cards. So yeah, but I started the Arthurian Tarot Hollow Quest course today. Oh wow, Tom, you have to let me know how you get on with that. I want to try some other flavors. There's some amazing flavors. I don't like whiskey. David, you don't like whiskey after all you're saying about my tea being my whiskey being pretend tea. Wow to the tea. I love the wee ghosts. Yes, Sandra got 3 ghosts. One that's important. See, I had one before I saw the one with the tear streaks. I picked one up that I really liked, and then I thought, no, I'll put it back because it won't. It was colourful. I liked it. It got lots of red in it, but then I thought they're quite. You know, the black and the white. He even said, "Oh, the guy behind the counter. I like what you're doing here. You like your black and white themes." And I just thought, with having 3 already, 2 white, 1 black, if I had a colourful one in there, it would throw it off kilter. I'd end up having to get another colour one to balance it out. This is how I go off. Need to balance it out. Yes, I love ghosts. Yes, it reminds me of the film. It's so sad though. The film Vintage Moon. Is that what you mean? Nordic Tarot loves ghosts as well. Is Greenwood Tarot really that good? I never really looked into it. I just think it's and if I should do this or not. I don't want to get shouted at. Oh. But Cheska Porter, was it Potter? Made her artwork available. Mark Ryan, I think, as the other part of the creator, kind of shut it down because he said that he owned, because it was his font. So this one doesn't use the original font, but the artwork is gorgeous. This is the Fool. I really like it, and I know you can see if you did a comparison with the Wildwood Tarot. Oh, this one's in order, of course, because I've got one that's linen version also at the back there that I tend to use. This is Superior Smooth. So we've got the Shaman, which is the Magician card. We have Green Woman and Green Man. Green Woman, Green Man. But this wasn't the look at the Ancestor. This wasn't the size of the cards. They were kind of like Shimmering Veil size. To show you a few more. There's the Strength card, which I think is gorgeous. Look at Justice. I mean, look how pagan this deck is. I should work with this more. The Guardian, the Devil card. This is the Death card. Judgment. The World Tree. And then we have the Storyteller as well. Yeah, so I just think it's wonderful. I'll show you a couple of the miners. So yeah, so Cheska Potter made the art available, but you had to then just design your own cards. So people were designing them on NPC, but then they got taken down. So yeah, anyway, that's in answer to your question, Chris. I think it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I just don't know. I just didn't know how it was going to happen, because I heard it was a very sort of Pamela Coleman-Smith situation. I heard that Cheska had turned her back on tarot and any involvement in it. That's why she just gave her artwork up, and that she'd converted to Christianity. I don't know if that's true. That's the story that I heard a few years ago. So how they can bring it back, I'm not sure, but they say they are. So oh gosh, I've been talking that long, half of the chat has gone. Oh no, oh, I don't know where I am. I don't know where I am. I've lost where I am. So I'm going to look now just for where my name is tagged. So the first one is Golden. What is the name of your tea? So this tea is the cherry coconut bliss. It's really, really nice. Chris had a wee whiskey when I was watching Eurovision. I'm a heathen, though. I had it with Coke. Yeah. As long as it wasn't a single malt. If it was a blended whiskey, I can understand perhaps why you'd have it with Coke. Or ginger, at least. Whiskey and ginger is lovely. Giselle says, I have the same version, Simon. Is it around the same time? Probably about 5 years ago? 2019, something like that, 2020. No Coke or whiskey. Coke makes it drinkable. I think if a few of us do, Giselle, it was the only way to get it. Yeah. Mark will take another decade to release it. And this is what I'm thinking. I'm just like, will it happen? I mean, it's the kind of unicorn deck, isn't it? It goes for ridiculous amounts of money, and I'm thrilled for people. But when somebody said quite recently, "Oh, I went into a charity shop and found this deck," that's like, "Oh my God, you found that deck in a charity shop." I never find decks in charity shops. Love this deck. This is a wonderful deck. Whiskey and Cointreau over ice. Oh, that sounds nice. It is already up on NPC, or do you have to put the images in yourself? No, you have to put the images in yourself. Do you read cards when you're... Sorry, do you read cards when they're negative but in a good position? Do you read cards when they're negative but in a good position? I don't know if I read it that way, to be honest. So when you say they're negative but in a good position, are you thinking of like cards like the Tower and the Ten of Swords that would traditionally be seen as negative? Because again, I get what you're saying about a good position. If you're using a particular spread, which I don't tend to use, but I'll look at, the situation, the cards either side and that sort of thing. Because, each card in the tarot has positive and negative aspects to them. I'd be off my tits. Bit like Doreen Virtue. Oh yes, Doreen Virtue. We're up to that bit. She became possessed by the Doreen Virtue demon. Oh no, not another convert scenario. That's what I heard, but she just kind of disappeared as well. We're all lost sometimes, Simon. That's very deep, bro. I stay lost. You're all going on about brandy and hi Tammy Pie, whiskey and all that kind of stuff. I got the Dondorf in a charity shop. Gosh, which charity shops? I don't think anybody in Nottingham reads tarot. Because, well, I know they do. I know a couple of people in Nottingham that read tarot, but I mean, they don't take their decks to charity shops, put it that way. Yeah, happy Pride Month. It's the 1st of June. I don't use reversals. I let position determine the meaning of the card. Yeah. A favorite drink for relaxing that's like taking a Valium is called Snicker. Equal parts Kahula, Frangelico, and Bailey's. I've not heard of Frangelico, but if it tastes like a Snicker, I couldn't even find decks in charity shops in Glastonbury, right? Which deck do you take on the move with you, Simon? Usually, in my little bag bag. Last week we'd swapped it out when I went with Sandra to have those photographs taken. I put in the Pame, Conrad Staines Pame, but usually it's the Retina Weight Smith that's kind of like my travel around with me deck. And then in my travel altar, I have a mini RWS and the mini Roots and Wings, which I mentioned earlier. Hello, Jennifer. Nice to see you. So happy to catch you live. I never get to. Well, it's lovely. It's lovely that you're here. And hello, Rainwind as well. Didn't think I'd make it today. You need to write a will entry specifically for how your cards will be handled after you pass. Bloody hell, Tom. Not planning on going just yet. I wonder if certain bad experiences turn these women away from the path, like in Pamela and Cheska's case. It sounds like they were mistreated a bit by men they worked with on the decks. I wouldn't know, and I don't know what relationship was like between Cheska and Mark. So, but then people do convert throughout their lives. You know, they come into contact with people who have a particular belief system and that's shared and they convert, or sometimes people just feel that, I mean, the number of times I've switched my beliefs, you know, from obviously my Mormon background into Buddhism, and then, you know, I looked into different paths, and I think it's important to do that actually before you kind of settle in one. Otherwise, how do you know? You know, so I think it's quite good to shop around a little bit. Housewives of Tarot has also done I don't know Housewives of Tarot who's done a Doreen Virtue. All shift about. It's all part of growth. Yes, I kind of agree, Midnight Unicorn. I think it's very strategic. And I think one of her last published decks was the Jesus deck, wasn't it? In the loving words of Jesus or something like that. And I think that obviously that appealed to a much bigger audience. So Christian bookshops and places like that were selling that as well, whereas they wouldn't sell all their other decks. And I think it opened up a huge market. That's with my cynical brain, but yeah. I think I'm a person with a belief system that doesn't align with any single religion or system. I don't mind people's lives evolving, changing over time, but what's annoying is they trash their prior experiences in the process. Yeah, exactly. And it's just like then, well, that's what I was, but yeah, move away from it if you want to, follow your path, but then to go after them is not cool. Your cynical brain is probably right. I'm on the bus and it's my stop soon, so catch later on. All right, Joy. I can't believe you're listening in on the bus. That's cool. Yeah, so what else? I bought a book. This is something I bought last week. I don't know if you've seen this version. It's by Welbeck, and Sandra, you'd got a book by them as well, haven't you? And this is one of the most beautiful illustrated books. I mean, I love The Wizard of Oz story. I've got the full collection in there of all the books. But I said to Sandra, this would make an incredible tarot deck. Just look at the images. Really, really cool. It's just such a gorgeous book. And it wasn't that expensive, really. Look at that. Really amazing. Let me show you a couple more of it. Look. Where is? Just love it. And the quality is exceptional. There's the Emerald City. Look at that. I suppose though, if it was a deck, the cards would have to be landscape, and people wouldn't like that. The poppy fields. I saw it in the shop and I was like, I've got to get this. Amazing. There's one picture of the Tin Man as well that whereas in the different stages as he's turning into tin. I mean, there he is, but this isn't. Just look at that for a picture. So I've got this in Waterstones because, of course, we always go into Waterstones. Look. Well, that's where they meet the Scarecrow, so it's not going to be the Munchkins appearing. And the Witch's feet, look, are just under the house. Where's that Tin Man picture? I thought it was so cool. Bear with. Talk amongst yourselves for a second. Well, that's where she's met the Cowardly Lion. So it's going to be before that. Oh, here we go. Look at that. How it starts off with just a leg and then two legs until it becomes the Tin Man. Yeah, I just thought that this book, I mean, how many versions of The Wizard of Oz, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, can you have? But this one, because of the illustrations, I just thought it's absolutely stunning. So I had to get that. Let's see what you're saying. I've got an Oz deck that Sandra gifted to me a couple of years ago, and it's lovely, but I'd love one that's, you know, really beautiful art like that. So Sandra says, years and years ago, I looked into other paths, but now nothing would convert me. Simon, what's the darkest and the lightest decks you own? I'll come on to that. I do have a dark deck. I don't really know how to answer the lightest deck I've got. But I can certainly show you the darkest deck. Simon, I always said, when is someone going to come out with the Wizard of Oz tarot deck? There's so many Alice in Wonderland decks, right? I mean, there have been some Oz decks, but proper Wizard of Oz. I'm surprised Baba Studios didn't do it, to be honest. Sorry about the sirens. Wizard of Oz is my favorite ever. What a talented artist. I know, right? I wanted to get the Terra Volatile big chunky book. And I could have kicked myself because Sandra and I it was this time last week, was out either in town. We went to the Pizza Express, didn't we, last Saturday in the evening. And I said, when we get back, I'll show you the Terra Volatile book. And it's right here on my desk. And this book it's amazing. It is a beautiful, amazing book. Yeah, because Sandra's got the deck, but she didn't get the book that goes with it. But it's a real chunky, weighted deck. I think it's £5 in weight. So that's the same as like the big Pamela Smith book or the Deviant Moon book. I'm just waiting for the expansion packs to become available again. Isn't US copyright longer than UK? Hence no Oz decks. But yeah, it was like 1890 something, wasn't it, when the Frank L. Baum wrote those books? So it's well over 100 years. So it was 1939 when the film was made. Maybe it was around 1910, something like that. So probably around the same time as the RWS deck. Walking Dead tarot. I've never watched Walking Dead. Don't worry about the siren, Simon. I've got beer cycle bus going past. A beer cycle bus. And you didn't show me. I know, it was when I got back, I said, Tarot Volatile book. I forgot to show it you. Tarot Volatile are bringing out an extra large deck and mini guide book in a few months. I heard that, which would be great. I don't really want an extra large deck. I love the normal tarot size of it. But I would love the expansion pack because there's a couple that I'd like to play around with. Copyright goes from the author's death, right? Book is in the public domain. Okay. The movie copyright goes through 2035. Yeah, that I don't know if I'd want one that was of like movie stills or anything like that. It was done in this sort of artwork. So if they can use this artwork for this book, surely they can for an Oracle deck. The beer cycle bus is a mobile bar. People sit on seats around the bar pedaling to move the bus forward. Wow, that's cool. Only in London, eh? Right, the darkest deck that I have is this one. I have showed this before. This is the back. It's edged, and it's black and white. It's very creepy. I use this around the darker time of the year, around Samhain, but I do love it. I know not everybody does. Some people get hung up on the name of it as well because it's called Ritual Abuse, the Ritual Abuse Tarot. But it's incredible. And look at this. 3 of Wands. Star. Just show you a couple more. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I was wondering, I was looking at it, I was like, is it like stigmata with, it looks like the palms of her hands are bleeding. Oh, look at this one. So you did ask what my darkest deck was. Look at that. I don't often show this one because people just seem to have this real adverse reaction to it. But I just think it's cool. Love the Ace of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. Look. There's the death card. Shall I pull from it at the end? The Hermit. Oh, King of Wands. Brilliant image. Samhain. Yeah, it's great at Samhain. There's the Devil. Yeah, anyway, that's the Ritual Abuse Tarot. That's the darkest one that I've got. In terms of lightest one, I don't know what I'd say my lightest deck is. The darker ones tend to stand out more in your mind, don't they? Yes, pull it at the end. Love it. Right, I'll leave it so I don't forget. I'll leave it out. I mean, in terms of oracles, it would probably be something like Wendy Andrews. It's quite a light, bright deck. Trying to think in terms of tarot what my lightest deck would be. Probably something like the Happy Tarot. Yeah, it'd probably be something like that, I would say. Probably the lightest one. Or Magical Forest. That's quite a light deck. Polar opposite from that deck, isn't it? Disney is pretty hardcore on copyright. I wonder if they have something to do with Alice in Wonderland. What's your comparison on the Bonefire one? I decided to purchase the older version, even though it's shiny. It took me a while to like this deck because of the busyness, but the guidebook is great. The guidebook is great. I prefer the second version. I think they're both busy, but some of the cards have changed. And taking the borders off and making them match, just, I don't know, it just felt less busy for me. When you edge a deck, what type of pens do you use? I never edged any of mine. So one of either, this drawer needs sorting out, rarely needs sorting out. Let me see if I can grab one. Yeah. So either, if I edge in black, I tend to use a Sharpie chisel tip like that, so they get it nice and even on the edges. If I'm using colour, I've got some. There's a gold one. These are the metallic ones. I've got a whole range of metallic ones, but Winsor and Newton Pro Marker metallic. Now they have two ends. They have a pointy end, which I don't use, but then at the other end they also, oh, this one, actually no, this one has like a thicker end for the metallic. See if I've got one that's not metallic. I want to be able to buy them now, will I? Well, actually this black one will show you, because this is a Winsor and Newton as well, but they have a chisel tip end as well for non-metallic ones. Pointy one end and then chisel tip at the other. So that's what I tend to use. I have used Tombos. They're harder to get over here though, but they do have a nice range of colours. But yeah, Winsor and Newton Pro Markers or Sharpie chisel tipped. Love that deck, Simon. I'm a fan of shadow work decks. All things odd, obscure, abstract out there. I'm exactly the same, Adam. What a fascinating deck. Kind of reminds me of the ink oracle you got from Conrad Store a while back. Yeah, the big cards. That was the Norwegian Woods, wasn't it? Scary Stories, Kids Books. Yeah, it's actually based on, I can't remember what it was called, Tales at Bedtime or something like that. So that's dark. Those are creepy images, all relating to what looks like painful death. I think it's just kind of like horror and that genre. I forgot about this one. I should really get it. Death card, the least scary. um, Pooh. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a light deck. Pooh Tower is adorable. I want to get it. What else? Pooh is gorgeous. Does anyone have the horror or Pulp Tower? I've got both. They're great. Really great. Anne says, if it helps, use a chisel tip marker pen and work the back of the card towards you. I tend to wipe clean with a tissue. Yeah, they dry. Both of them, with the exception of the metallic ones, they take longer. But both of the Winsor & Newton Pro markers, non-metallic and Sharpies, dry really, really quickly as well, like within minutes. I wish people would start a deck edging business in every big city. If you take your time, Adam, honestly, you'd be fine. Yeah, just take your time. Don't rush it. You could even do a few at a time. I think it takes me about half an hour, 35 minutes to edge a deck, but I've been doing a lot of edging now over the years. I did once pay a printers to trim my first ever Mary L. And that looks so good. It's so professional, you know. Oh, it was like it had been made that way. Simon, me personally, on busy dates, I don't like borders off because it separates the cards next to each other. It's fair enough. Midnight Unicorn says, but I did pretty well on my first edging though. It's faded a bit now. I need to go over it. The best I've done is my Kawaii Tarot by Lulu Mayo, which I edged in sky blue and looks really good. I bet it does. Simon, what's your Hermit's Cave email again? Oh, it's cybri@me.com. Let me. There you go. cybri@me.com. It might take me, if people email me on that though, it might take me a while to get through things because it gets a lot of traffic, and a lot of the time, if it's the first time people are emailing me, it goes into like a spam filter for some reason, or if there's attachments, it tends to go into spam filter. It takes me ages to come across it. Black Sharpie gives that black vinyl finish. It does. Yeah, it's like almost like looking at a vinyl LP, isn't it? It's just nice and shiny and slick. What do you think of the Tower of Vampires? It's okay. I haven't used it a lot since I got it. Again, I mean, I always say I will use decks at any time of the year, but there are certain decks that just lend themselves to a certain time of the year. It's like at the moment now, I was saying earlier, I think it was to David in the chat when was in the premiere earlier. Last night I went to bed about 10:30. It was twilight. But for me, and I love it, you know, I love all the seasons. I love the Wheel of the Year. But I also really like it when nights start drawing in and you can light some candles. You can't light candles now. It's the sun shining, you know, and it's 5 to 8 in the evening. So there's no point lighting candles really, unless you're doing some sort of ritual. Or I light them on my desk, but I mean on my sacred space, on my tables. So I love it when it starts to go dark. You light your candles, you light some incense, and then you get out those decks that are for that time of the year. I wish I'd done that. My first edition Marielle isn't the best trim job. Yeah, it took a while to persuade them to do it, but they just have this kind of, they put the deck in, they put these clamps, and it's just, and I was like, oh my gosh. But it was easy to replace, so if it had gone wrong, but it didn't. Everyone, what do you think about people who write on their decks over the top of existing art, like numbers, names, or notes? I think it's horrible. It hurts my OCD when I see readers doing it. I think if it's their deck and it helps them in some way, then I don't have an issue with it. I wrote on my first ever Marielle because I trimmed it. I don't know if I've got it to hand actually, or if it's in the room. What's this one? This won't be it, will it? Oh, is this it? Yeah. Talking of which, so first ever Marielle, so you can see it's shiny. I've got all 4 versions of Marielle. I've got the untrimmed one with the gold gilt edges, and I've got the silver new version and the black metallic new version. So I wrote on it in a metallic silver pen. So you can see here, this is just to show you, look at that. Smooth, done professionally. I was so chuffed. And it's tarot sized. So yeah, so I wrote on mine. And then I did symbols for like here, for the 8 of Swords. So majors and courts have writing on, but this will just say, look, 2 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups. Yeah, I love this version. Love it. Mary White herself. Yes, well, I was overjoyed because when I did this, I put it on Instagram, not even knowing that Mary White would see it. And she commented saying, fantastic job. And I was like, oh, wow. And it was like when I interviewed Patrick Valenza, I said to him, you know, what, as an artist, what do you think when people modify decks? And he said, nothing to do with me. Once it's gone and it's yours, you can do whatever you want. And I thought, well, that's good, because I often think about, you know, artists are creating something and putting it out into the world, and then we go along and trim it or edge it or corner around it or back it, whatever modification we do. I even remember, I can't remember who it was. It's the top card. That's weird. But I also remember somebody on theirs drawing a pair of Y fronts on this card because they couldn't bear, when going through their druid craft, every time they saw that card, they found it off-putting. So, and it was quite artistic how they'd done it, but they put a pair of Y fronts on the hangman. And you know, but that worked for them. It worked for them, so why not? Let's see where I was up to. I don't like writing in books. I just sent you a quick email. See my email address. Okay, thank you. I write on cards as trio. I'd never do that. I don't like to see it, says Sandra. I never wrote on a deck, but I have made notes in a couple of witchy books. I'm out of control with deck mods. 3 weeks, the days start getting shorter. I know. We're almost there at midsummer, aren't we? It's mind-blowing to think that Yeah, in just 3 weeks, the nights will start drawing in. Uh, I wrote on Kim Kranz's round deck. My mind just went blank. No, thank heavens for the summer months, the light-filled evenings. Yeah, I like both. I really don't mind. You know, there's people, isn't there, that who have SAD and seasonally affected disorder and things like that. I appreciate each season that I'm in. So I always think that after, particularly if it's been a long summer, I quite like the advent of autumn. I like the frostier mornings. I love the colours and I appreciate it. And then obviously if it's a long, arduous winter, then spring comes and you're like, oh, spring. But at the moment, all our seasons seem to be a mishmash of each other. Very right. So yeah, saw that. Um, the writing you did is very inconspicuous and adds to the image. Thank you. I'm sure Cheryl from Oneness Emporium said Tarot Vampires will be going out of print this year. Oh, that's the Ian Daniels one, isn't it? It's that card. What's wrong with that card? YouTube police going to come shut your channel down now. I see you have Rainbow Tarot, Simon. That's super light. Yes, I really like the Rainbow Tarot. I have it, but it's one of the only decks I can't connect with. The colours don't seem to match up with the card archetypes for me personally. Do you have the independent one? I'll buy it off you if you do, if you're not connecting with it. Let me know. I fixed the missing fabric on Queen of Swords Shimmering Veil. But again, you know, it's whatever works for you. That's funny. Do they just not like willies, or is it just that particular one? I wonder. Yeah, I think they just didn't like the nakedness of it. Hello, Calla. Oh, for heaven's sake. I was watching your Oracle Top 10 and missed the beginning of CCC. Don't. I blame Satan. See, I even read Satan as Simon. And what does that tell you? Oh, I've had a keema. Oh, I'm a bit blocked up, aren't I? I've got a keema that's been in the slow cooker since 10 o'clock this morning. So it's had 10 hours in there now. And the smell of it is coming through. I thought, every time I finish a live on a Saturday, I'm then spending ages cooking and I'm eating about 9:30 at night. So I thought, no, I need to put something in the slow cooker. So when I finish, I can just scoop it out. So I made a keema. I think some TikTok readers draw bikinis on their RWS cards. Okay. Whatever floats your boat. No, we haven't had much of a summer, have we, Anne? Definitely not. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to show you is, and this is linked as well to a channel shout out. I've not done a channel shout out for a while. Let me see if I can do this. Share screen. Yeah. So do it that way. So Craggy Brook Witchery. She's been going a while. She's got 21 subscribers, and I really think she deserves a lot more. That background is not annoying me. So let me just change it to a black background. That's better. Do give her a sub. She's got a wonderful channel. She's got a beautiful energy. She has quite a lot of content, as you can see, but she's one of these people that she'll come on. She's not just about doing unboxings. She'll revisit old decks. She'll just share some of her practice. And it's like sitting at someone's table with them and having a conversation. She's just got a really, really lovely energy. Look how many videos she's done. Really nice stuff, showing her secret witchy room tour look. And then lots about tarot as well, if you're there for the tarot, charm casting, all sorts about her practice. And it's a beautiful, beautiful channel. So Craggy Brook Witchery. Let me copy, and then what I can do is go to comments and I can pop it in there so that you can give her a sub, because I'm sure she'd appreciate it. And I love when channels are quite new. I think she's been around for about 2 months, but I really think, you know, she needs a lot more kind of attention than she's getting at the moment. So hopefully you'll give her a sub. So the reason why I wanted to shout her out as well is because she showed a deck which is the tea leaf fortune cards, and the way she talked about them, how she reads them, because she talks about how she reads them. She's a professional reader as well. And yeah, it was just wonderful sitting there listening to her. And I thought, do you know, these tea leaf cards I almost bought about 5 or 6 years ago. And then I remembered that about a month ago, I went into our art gallery in Nottingham, and they've got a tarot section. We should have gone, Sandra. I forgot to show you there. They have more decks than they have in Ice 9. They've got 2 shelving units full of tarot cards, oracle cards, books. And I remembered that they had this in because I picked it up and thought, do I get it? I've often thought about buying this over the years. And when she showed it, I thought, right, I'm going to go and see if they've still got it in. So I went along on Thursday and I picked up a copy. And I was a little bit cheeky because the box is really bashed here. So I asked if I could have a bit of a discount, and I did. I got a discount. If you don't ask, you don't get. But I don't know if you're familiar with this. It does come with a book, but it's not a book of card meanings. It tells you about reading tea leaves. It tells you lots of different spreads and things like that that you can use like this. And you also get a bag. Now, I don't like these bags, but you have to put them in a bag because you can't shuffle them. There are 200 cards. So you put them in a bag. Now, if anybody knows anyone on Etsy who do really large bags, let me know, because she was so creative. She used a fabric shower cap that had a plastic liner that she cut out. She put this embroidery around it, and it became like a drawstring bag. And it was really clever what she'd done. But yeah, these. But anyway, you get 200 cards. They are circular, and they are fantastic. So what you get 12 cards that say months of the year. So it starts at January and goes all the way through to December. So you can, if you want, lay them out like a clock face, and you can put cards on top of them, or you can put them into a spread and lay cards to say what's going to happen this month, that month, etc. And then you get, I think, is it 5 or 6? 2, 4, 6. They're called Astral House, but it's themes really like love. So if you're having a reading on love or marriage, whether it's about happiness, success, wealth, and career. So kind of like when I had my shop and I used to do readings, they were actually the themes of what people could get a reading on. And then the rest of them, all of these, are your cards. So you've got like kangaroo, and you get this beautiful illustration, the keyword, and then underneath it will say unsettling times, need to plan ahead, or key, successful outcome to your problems. So they're really, really cool. You've got a younger man. So there are cards, a younger woman, bow. There's what, 180, 182, isn't it? If there's 12 plus 6, that's 18. Yeah, 182 of these cards, which are just brilliant. The elephant. So I don't know if you've seen them. You probably have, because they've been around a lot of years. And like I say, it's one of those decks that I've always thought about. I want to get them. I want to get them. Had it on my wish list for the longest time. I looked to see if Cheryl had actually got them, but she didn't. And then I thought, well, I know exactly where they are. The art gallery has got them in. So I'm not going to do a walkthrough of them because it's been out for years, but I just wanted to mention that's something else that I picked up this week. Okay, let's need a sip of my tea. Where did I go up to? TikTok people doing bikinis. My Carol Hertz had just arrived and my nails are wet. Don't touch it. It's an expensive deck. Don't touch it with wet nails. Somebody posted in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group the other night Carol Hertz's new deck, and it does look stunning, but it's just too much for here. You know, the decks are easily over £100. And then back in the day, she used to charge $65 for shipping. So the two that I have got, I love and I treasure, but I got them in trades. Has anyone seen the movie Tarot? It never came to our cinema. I kept looking out for it. What is keema? Keema is a curry, but it's made with mince meat, rather than like pieces of chicken or corn or whatever you use. It's got lots of different spices in there. It has celery, carrot, peas. You put frozen peas in. Some tomato puree. I use the slimmer version. It has chili, garlic, garam masala. It has cumin and coriander. Oh, look. So, but it's lovely. So I'm having it with some rice. It's hard to break into being a tarot channel. There's so many. Good to give her some subs. She's put the work in. She really has, David. And she's the sweetest person. Nice shout out. I've popped over and subbed. Thank you, Giselle. Oh, Chris, you went to see it. Well, you'll have to tell me. We've not glided for a long time, have we? You'll have to bring me up to speed whether it's worth. I actually really enjoyed it. So, Patsy says, I'll check her out. I haven't uploaded in a month. Been a nightmare this last few weeks for my eyes. Oh, no, that's my sister has the same condition, as you know. And yeah, it's terrible. It's really debilitating. Just do when you feel like it, Patsy. Don't put yourself under any pressure. I have the Tea Leaf Fortune cards. Yeah. So people saying they love the cards. They've subbed to Craggy. Simon, why didn't we go? I need to come back up to Nottingham now. I know. I didn't even think about it. until I went in there when I thought, oh, I know I've seen those tea leaf cards. And then I thought, why did we come in here? Um, Thank you to everybody that subbed. She's probably thinking, if she's getting the emails, I never have. Don't know why. I think I'm the only channel on the planet. I never get alerts. I never know who's subbing. But I know lots of people do. They get pings and it tells them, but mine has never done that. I find the tea leaves card very accurate, but you have to get to understand the various meanings they could be getting at. Yeah, and for me, it's one that you lay a lot of cards out, I think. Um, and on Craggy Brook Witchery, she does a pyramid with like 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you've got the card in the center, which is kind of like the root of it. And the way she read it was wonderful. Caroline says, I pull them at the beginning of my readings. I don't use the bag. I shuffle them just like tarot cards. Wow, I've got huge hands and I can't shuffle them. I'm sure there's a new edition coming out soon. I'll check my new release catalog for Tea Leaf. Wow. I knew a tarot reader who kept getting dinged for tarot nudity. She drew some bikinis on. I thought chemo was lamb. No, it can be anything. And you can't get. I use 5% fat mincemeat, which is the leanest you can get. You can't get that in lamb anyway, but any curry is good. Yeah, it is. If you could pick one tarot card as your favorite, what would it be? The Hermit. I like the Hermit and I identify as a hermit, but I don't know necessarily if it's my favorite card of all of them. I always look out for the Death card. I love to see how the Death card is depicted. I love the Moon card, but there's quite a few minor cards. I always look for the Two of Swords, Five of Pentacles, of course, and Four of Cups is one that I look out for. So yeah, I don't know if I've got one particular card that I think that's my absolute favorite. Simon, come to Barcelona. There are many great tarot shops here. I'm their VIP customer. Maybe one day. Maybe one day I will. I randomly get told someone a sub, but never says who. I never get alerted at all. Up to 53 subscribers now. Oh, she's over doubled her subs. That's really nice. I bet she sat there thinking, what's going on? Okay, got a few minutes left. What else have I got to tell you? Tomorrow, look out for a vlog, because tomorrow I am going to Mother Shipton's Cave, which is England's oldest tourist attraction. Going on the ABC Adventures. In fact, let's see if I can do this. Yeah, here we go. Let's go back to the top. This is, I mean, look at that. Look at that. So this is Mother Shipton's. It's in Knaresborough. Leaving about 7:30 in the morning. Oh, it's going a bit weird on me, this is. There's the cave. 1488, a baby was born in this cave known as Ursula Sontfiel. But in time, she became known as Mother Shipton. After a few years of living in the cave with her mother, she was taken in by a local family after the abbots of Beverley intervened. Ursula grew up in Knaresborough and often returned to her birthplace. This is not an underground cave network. The significance of this small cave is the legend and stories that surround it. And there's a statue of her inside the cave, which is really, really cool as well. There's a petrifying well look, a wishing well. So yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to going tomorrow. So I will do a vlog, particularly of Mother Shipton's cave. Stop sharing. Okay, so shall we pull a card? Simon looks beautiful. I've subbed to Craggy. Oh, that's great. Right, what did we say? We said we was going to use the ritual abuse. I've never used ritual abuse for a card pull, but there's a first time for everything. Mother Shipton was a witch. Yes, she was. Craggy is at 57 now. Sounds fascinating. Yeah. Hence why I needed to do the premiere today, because I wanted to free up some space on my phone to film tomorrow. Okay. Oh, what do I do? I'll go with this. I was like, what do I do? Because as I split the deck, this one also jumped up, but this one is the one that. So we've got the Queen of Wands as our card for this week. Look at this image. Isn't she beautiful? So express yourself. Express yourself. I'm nearly burst into Madonna song then. Express yourself without any fear or worry or anxiety. The Queen of Wands is somebody who knows what she wants and she knows where she is going. So if for some reason you may be experiencing this sense of releasing this kind of expressive energy, then don't hold back, is what I would say. You know, funnel it into whatever activity that you're wanting to get engaged with, whatever pursuit you want to start. Just let it out, that expressive energy that the Queen of Wands has. And because she's fierce, she knows what she wants, nothing gets in her way. She knows the journey she's on, she knows exactly where she's headed. You do too. You know, take no prisoners, and then whatever you do it for you, live for you. All right, so don't go for second best, baby. That's exactly what I was thinking. And I always did it. I thought, no, that would be very very improper of me to burst into a Madonna song. But then you know your love is real. I'll get banned now for singing the celebrity of the tarot deck. Yeah. And she loves cats. She's got that little black cat with her, which shows that she's really in tune as well, doesn't it, with her femininity. Queen of Wands was my daily yesterday. Oh wow, you're coming back to the UK in August. Wow, proper jet setter. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for being here, everybody. I've really enjoyed it. It always flies by our time together. So look out for the vlog of Mother Shipton's cave tomorrow. And as I mentioned, if I'm not on before in the week, then I will be here with Cheryl this time next week, 7 p.m. on Saturday, for our third spotlight on new UK release decks. So hopefully you can join us then. Have a great weekend, everyone, and until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.